Huh? No, like, why not? Why can't I let it ride? Even for this, I can't let it ride? Ha! You crazy. You crazy. We're letting it ride. We're letting it ride. Because you never know if and when it hits this season. So I'm letting you have it, man. Because right now it actually, it feels finally good after this long, long time. Just pain and suffering. You know what? Sorry. Forget it. You know what I'm talking about? I was just reminded of the pain and suffering. That's it. No, cut it. That's it. No, that's it. It's over. It's over. No. No. Hey, Cultura. Hey, Cultura. Hey, Cultura. I did that wrong. You know, that happened the last time. And I thought about it, and it kind of stayed with me the whole week until now. Well, not the whole week. I mean, like 2 days, but whatever. That's like a week. So let's try that again. He Cultura. Gotta do it again. He Cultura. It's not coming out. Oh my God. It's because, you know why? Because we haven't practiced in such a long time. We lost it. He Cultura. He Cultura. I am studiomogura, studiomogura. However you say it, that's how you say it, down forever. I don't make the rules, I just make the rules. Hit me up at the PayPal, hit me up at the Cashapp. Buy my book, Full Moon Nights, available on Amazon. Buy my other book, Helen Heals, also available on Amazon. Check out my comic shop, octotaco.com. Check out my TeePublic. And check out my YouTube music playlist. Also visit my Bandcamp. And check out all my tracks and my releases. That was really weird. You know, and that's what happens to me because I stopped doing Cultura for such a long time. You know, and that's kind of like what happened to this team. For a long time, for a good chunk of this season, they just haven't been there. They haven't been able to they just haven't been there. You know. They haven't been there. Because of all the other shit. Because of all the shit we talked about before in the last game that we don't need to mention again. You know, they had this big mental block. And now it seems like that mental block is gone. And they're back to how they kind of started the season, which is, again, something else we talked about before. It's obvious now. These guys are finally beating the teams that they were supposed to beat. You know, the test is going to come against Boston. You know, in the first big game that they play, it's going to come then. It's going to come against the Bulls. You know? And so this team has just got to try to preserve this energy, try to preserve this mindset, this vibe, just going into the playing game and saying, fuck it. Because we can win on the road. That's not the problem. The problem is, are we going in feeling good, shooting good, and looking good? That is the most important thing right now. I am really happy that the bench is like super tight right now. Everybody's who's coming off the bench is playing really good. I'm surprised that we haven't seen Jaquez enough, but that tells you something. It sucks, but it tells you something that, Jaquez has really got to try to bring it together, man, because uh, a lot this whole season he was just missing really easy shots. He just, he had his great defensive plays and he had even his great shooting moments like when we were in Mexico and stuff like that. But that was a long time ago, and then he got hurt. He got sick. He's been sick like 3 times this entire season. So like he's had it. It's rough, but it is what it is, man. And to see Larson and to see Anderson and and Mitchell like all step up like this is really, really, it's hopeful. And I know a lot of us want to look at Golden State and they win 11-1 and oh my God, everything's going great for them, and look at us, but it really kind of feels like it may be. I don't want to say like it is because we won't know what it is until this season's over. But I want to hope it's, because, the hopefulness. I want to hope that because we went through this rough patch at the beginning and it took us time to integrate these people. And mira que Wiggins didn't play today. Mira que, Robinson is sitting. Thank God. And mira que Bam didn't even play the fourth. So it took a minute to get these guys rolling, but now it's obvious that Mitchell and Anderson feel comfortable here now. And it's obvious that, Wiggins también, because Wiggins was putting it up. So now that we are really getting into the mode, and it sucks that we lost so many games. Because we shouldn't have lost those games, man. We shouldn't have lost pretty much like 90% of those games. I would dare I say all of them. We shouldn't have lost those games. That losing streak, we should not have that. It should have never happened. But that tells you a lot about the killer mentality. Hero wasn't hitting those threes like that during that time. He wasn't feeling it. This team would fade, and now we're not fading anymore. We're riding these 20-point leads, and not letting them go. So when I look at Golden State and I see, the reality is that they're one Steph Curry injury away from everything crumbling because Butler doesn't. He does a lot, but he is not somebody right now that wants to carry a team. That's very obvious. It's very obvious he doesn't want to carry the team. Didn't want to carry the Heat. You think he want to go to Golden State so he has to carry Golden State? No, he went to Golden State with Steph Curry, who he believes is the best player in the league. And he believes that Steph Curry and him together, that's an unstoppable combination. And regardless of whatever, Golden State is good only if Steph Curry is shooting lights out. That's it. And that's not a good recipe, I feel. We played them and they had good players, they had decent players, but they had a lot of role players like us. They didn't have a team of a bunch of really good guys like they used to. Iggy's not on that team. They had Draymond Green, but Draymond Green's got Draymond gray hair. He's basically Gandalf out there. Not the shit on Gandalf. Gandalf is still good, pero ya está viejito. And we know Butler. We know him. We know what happens with there. We know. We know because it wasn't like we had only one sample of him before he came here to, you know what we were getting. There were 3 teams worth. Bulls, 76ers, Minnesota. I think there was somebody else there. Of Butler being bounced around and it always ended bad. And it's just that we thought that we had the culture that, the we don't give a fuck culture meshes really well with his we don't give a fuck. And ultimately it's the Miami vibe and the Miami just way of doing things. And I don't mean Miami like the basketball team. I mean like Miami the city. When you put 2 people who are just like to each other, but they end up waking up next to each other. Like that's a very Miami thing. And so it's not surprising we meshed really well, and it's not surprising that, we ended up breaking up. But I'm actually proud of these guys, regardless at this point of what the hell happens, whatever, it is what it is. But I'm just happy to see that they were able to break out of whatever it was. And that's not to say that, they're going to go and they're going to win every game now and they're going to be in the playoffs. No, I'm not even honestly not thinking about that. I was really worried for a minute there that they weren't going to win another game for the rest of the season. And they were just going to lose every game from here on out. And it was going to be an utter disaster to the point where, the team was going to collapse. And that's why me and a lot of others were like, blow this shit up because there's something wrong here. It stinks and everything. And now we're like, we're back to where we really had trust and faith in these guys almost. And it's like, we still need a big win, man. Because even the win against Golden State, that was a big win for us, but for other reasons. We're still back to the point where the last big win that this team had was Milwaukee 2 years ago. Right before the All-Star break. That was the last big win we had. So, we gotta make someone scared. We got to put the fear in someone. And I don't know, man. I don't want to get up too high. I don't want to get too low with this team right now. I just want to be here, It's like this is fine, okay? This is our comfort zone where, we're beating the teams that we beat and, if we beat someone good, we beat someone good. If we lose to someone good, we lose to someone good. But our whole goal right now is back to where we were, where we're just trying to get to the end. And we're trying to get to the end healthy. And right now, that's a little bit of an issue. I don't want to say too much of an issue. It's definitely an issue with Duncan Robinson. That motherfucker is talking about his back again and shit, and it's something else. And I don't know where that's going to go. I'm pretty sure it's not going to go the way we want it to. Or maybe it will because... To be honest, I mean, you know how I feel about Duncan Robinson. And him being out, you cannot deny that doesn't have something to do with the current win streak we have. I'm sorry. Because we all know that man has had plenty of chances to really push us over the top, and he continues to he misses the most important shot sometimes. Sure, he makes great shots throughout a game and stuff, and he'll have one on occasion. But for who he is, for how long he's been in the league, for what he's capable of, he has failed more than he has succeeded. And to see someone like Kyle Anderson who comes in and is like, when he came here, he was terrible. I said it before, and now he's, every game he's had moments where he cheers it up. Did it again this time. Came in, and it was a little bit weird at first, but then boom, he made a play. Made 2 plays. And that's all he needs to do is just, he can't come in there and make the momentum bad. He's got to come in there and just keep the momentum going. And Pelle Larsson was just, I don't know what I said was that he was dangerous. He is proving to be very dangerous. And people on the 76ers were like, bigging him up. And he might know, I think he knows, he must know somebody on that team. But they definitely, at the end of the game, showed him respect. They showed this whole team respect. And I appreciate that. And then seeing Embiid and seeing Maxey on the sideline, it makes me really appreciate this team. Appreciate Bam. Okay, Bam is a force right now, and you could see the way people look at Bam. A lot of the trainers on the 76ers at the end of the game, the way he interacted with everybody, all this kind of stuff. Like, people like Bam, people respect Bam, and there's an eye on him right now. Because within the league, and you may not see it in the media, and the media has not picked up on this at all. I mean, they don't respect Bam in that kind of way at all. They don't look at Bam like a superstar, but within the league, like, just look at how people talk to Bam, like after games and stuff like that, and just they are starting. There is something there. There is a respect for Bam Adebayo within the league. Within the league and amongst the players, it is obvious that everybody's like recognizes how good Bam is. Definitely more so than the actual media. The media still has not caught on that Bam exists, to be honest with you. Even though he was the guy that people were watching in the bubble, going up against LeBron, and that was such a huge storyline at the time. It was, forget the fact that it was COVID, forget the fact of the fucking bubble. I mean, it was Miami versus LeBron. And it was Bam Adebayo who ultimately was the one who took the mantle and took the baton of the leadership of Miami from Wade. Like, really, it wasn't Butler. It was really Bam. Because Butler got here and Wade was already gone. Bam Adebayo played with Wade at the end of his career, at the start of his. And that baton never went to Butler. Leadership and of this team never went to Butler. It just looked that way because the media made it look that way. Because the media loves Butler because Butler causes drama. And what does the media love? Drama. That's why the media pumped everybody's head with, Orange Menace. And like, all this shit is happening because the media literally thought that the better, bigger story was the craziness that this person would create. And then ultimately, when they saw, oh shit, this is fucked up, but at the same time, this guy makes a lot of money for them because he's totally, raping the system. They're like, oh, let's keep going with this. Chaos is good for us financially. For everybody else, you know what? Oh, well. It's not our problem. And they don't see the Miami Heat like that. They never did. Like, they only gave us, I don't even think they gave us respect with the big three. Because there was never a moment where it was like they really liked us. From the first year was about, screw them and they're messing everything up, and then ha you lost, and then it's like, these guys come back and they finally win it. Oh, whatever. LeBron wins his first title. Yeah, whatever. He's still not better than Jordan. And then we win the back-to-back, and it's like, my God, why are they winning the back-to-back? Yeah, they're good. Yeah, whatever. And yeah, it's exciting. And yeah, it's fun. And yeah, it was a great game. And yeah, it doesn't matter. Blah, 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 blah. And then the last one was like, you see, they lost. They suck. LeBron's leaving. And so and then it's like, big three. You lost that. Now you don't have that anymore. And that's how it's been ever since. And it's like, there was never really a moment or if not, there was few moments where the media gave real respect to the Miami Heat. Most of the time, it was just about wanting to see them fail, and it's just such an insane phenomenon that I was gonna, right now in this split second as I came up with this, like I was thinking, well, maybe this is a natural human phenomenon, and all that happens to everybody, and I don't really think so anymore. I think that it's now it's like an American phenomenon. It's an American media phenomenon that ultimately spread to other countries. Like that's something that we kind of did with like news media in the from the 50s to the 70s and just its evolution. And the news media news thing like that was something inherently American. And I want to, of course, yeah, European, I'm sure, but it's just different, man, because Europe has existed so far longer. So even when they got like news media, there was this maturity that they already had, um, I don't know. I just feel like American sensationalism is something very unique because of our, and I don't want to say our like everybody anymore. You have to say because of the conservative connection to religion, and yes, other countries have religion and all stuff like that, but you look at like, dictator countries and how they use news to control the mass and how they use news to trick people and can trick the mass, and how the news is not really very little of it is a news outlet. Most of the news is just reactionary now, or even back then it's always been reactionary. It's very the investigative journalism thing, it only takes off if it's something really crazy. But investigative journalism of like a restaurant that's not fucking cleaning its shit up, it's like, that's still pretty good. That's an important fucking thing. And yeah, some local news stations do that shit, and totally, but it's not like, hey, this is a big issue, because if every fucking city has that shit, I mean, why aren't we working toward, making putting more stricter, things on restaurants, so that, or not even stricter rules or guides on restaurants. Maybe why aren't we trying to help restaurants get better? Like find the ones that are like falling apart, and do very much what like Gordon Ramsay does. Is like, hey, we're gonna try and help you work out. We're gonna try and help your small business work out. And we don't do that. We're a country that punishes. We're a country that, we love to tear people down instead of trying to, help the restaurant that has roaches all over it. We're like, fuck it, we're gonna expose you and shame you and make you look like a fucking asshole. And then so that you shut your shit down, and you don't have a fucking income, you don't have nothing anymore, and you have to fucking deal with that shit now. We're gonna hit you with the fucking lawsuit because I got sick of your shit, which is understandable because what the fuck, but then it becomes like I'm gonna fucking sue you because I hit my toenail on one of the benches or something, and it's like, it's not like, oh, logical. There's a logical reason why you're suing these people because they fucked you over. No. It's just I don't like them, so I'm gonna come up with some shit to sue them. That's how the Americans evolved to throughout my life. Throughout my life, the lawsuit was like weaponized in like the 80s and 90s. It was totally weaponized. It was probably weaponized before my birth, but more so, I think, now. Because it was just, you had advertisements, you had, the commercial, and you had, more importantly, cable television. So it's been difficult. It's interesting how you can view the way that the Heat were covered at that time and how they're even covered now, and just kind of see how that correlates with just the way that media has become tyrannical, dude. And the way the media has become, I don't want to use the word nationalized, because it's a shame that nationalism, like the word socialism, is constantly corroborated by the worst kind of fucking people, you know? And it's because those worst people know that the vulnerable, poor people who are at least educated and have the biggest targets, they're the ones that are the most hopeful and, you know, appreciate life with the fewest things, and they're the ones that are constantly thinking, you know, wouldn't it be nice if this and this, and they usually want to believe that because they have to, because of money, you know, they don't have the means to that they want to believe that giving is more important, that uh looking out for your community is more important, that taking care of each other is how ultimately we all survive, because you know, if you had money, who gives a fucking shit, right? Like, if I have money, why should I care about the neighbors? I have enough money just to take care of myself and I'm good to go. You are only going to think of others if you inherently have that empathetic quality where it's like you're before you had the money, you would help. You know, someone who comes up with the money all the time is like, it's a choice for them to have to help. You know, and that's a big problem right now. There's a lot of these people that have money aren't people who came from not having money anymore. It's that that whole generation of like people that worked for their money and understand the value of the dollar, the value of helping others, the value of cohesiveness, there's a value of working together, the value of a community, the value of dealing with, you know, different views and different sentiments and different emotions and different just thoughts and different mentalities in a mature manner. Like those generations are almost gone, because a lot of the younger generations now are growing up on that money that those people made. So they don't have that struggle. They don't have that moment of like, well, I don't have fucking cable television. Oh, I don't have a TV, or I don't have access to information. Not because I don't want it or anything like that, but because I literally don't have access to it because there's no library here or some shit like that. Like, I have to walk like 20 fucking miles like to school, which is crazy because your parents would always tell you that. Oh, I have to walk in the snow, and you would always be like, oh, shut the fuck up, you know, that's bullshit. But you think about it now, and it's like, how many kids walk to school compared to how many kids used to walk to school before? You know, now most kids either have their parents drop them off, someone else drop them off, or they have a bus system that takes them. And it's not even like a shitty bus system. It's like a really nice bus system with air conditioning. You know, it's like, I remember in elementary, or in middle school, it was elementary. It was elementary. No, because elementary we were right in front. Oh no, it was before. It was like pre-K. Before when my sisters were going to another elementary school, and I was like going to a pre-K. I went to pre-K at South Hialeah once for pre-K, and I remember having to take a Nawagwa, a bus, you know, like a lady that has a huge bus and she just drives all the kids. And they did it for like 1 year. And I have a vivid memory of the lady taking us to her house, and, you know, because like my parents weren't there or something, and we hanging out and all that stuff like that, and with my sisters, and she was like nice, and like, so we had that experience, you know, and I remember the seats, like, not like just sticky, you know, hot and fucking sticky ass those seats. I know you know what I'm talking about. And I know a lot of people nowadays are like, they don't have that experience. Like, there's still Wawa ladies, you know, and people who, you know, bus services and stuff like that, but you really don't see it. Maybe it's because like I don't live in front of a school anymore. Maybe it's because, But when I go to work, a lot of times I drive through when school's let out, and I see still, of course everyone sees the yellow buses and stuff like that, but you don't see it's mostly everybody picking up their kids. Sure, kids walk home that are close by, but it's not like you're walking home 20 fucking miles or some shit like that. The comfort has changed a lot of us. And that's both good and bad. I don't want to make it seem like the comfort is bad. But I the word privilege, almost, it's difficult to associate with Caucasians anymore, because as a generation, we are privileged. Millennials are privileged as a generation. Generation Z is definitely privileged. Like they're growing up in a generation totally connected. We didn't grow up in a generation connected. Like we grew up in a generation where, you had to call people. I grew up in a pre-Star 69 generation. I grew up post 70s, and it was still the 70s in the early 80s. And it was just, tech was really starting to influence. And it's just it's strange that we choose to focus so much on the negative, and I understand it's something we have to, because it exists, and if we don't focus on the negative, it thrives. But I think at some point we just we stopped focusing on the negative for the purpose of getting rid of the negative. Now we focus on the negative for the purpose of spreading the negative. And it was super fucking important for this team to stop spreading the negative. It was obvious that the whole fucking thing was just dealing with the Jimmy situation, the Butler situation. And you really feel like the team is light on their feet. Sure, they go up and they let the team back in, but you're seeing them do what they didn't do before, which is they're finishing people off. They are ensuring that they are staying mentally focused in the most important parts of the game. Their shooting is incredible. They are shooting incredible right now, and you can't do that if you don't feel good, both mentally and physically. For a while, Hero was looking like he was being weighed down, like he was, he was playing with weights, like Rock Lee or something, And then now he's floating again. He's bouncing again. Tonight was finally he had the bounce. No, I don't think Bam got hurt. No, Bam didn't get hurt. They just didn't play Bam in the fourth because they were like, fuck it. Let's take advantage, which they should. Because we're going to have to play hard now for the rest of the season, man. No one's going to get any rest, bro. And then we're going to have to win 2 back-to-back games. We just got to hope that, the Bulls kind of slip up here now and we can kind of flip it on it. And we can get, but I don't think so. I think we're going to just end up, it's going to be crucial, man, those 2 games against Milwaukee and Boston and the Bulls. Even though the Bulls already have the tiebreaker, I think, just that extra win would be nice. And again, we're not, I really don't care. If we got to go on the road and we got to win 2, we got to go on the road and we got to win 2. Instead of 16 games, going to be 18 games. Whatever. But I want to finish the season strong. Want to make sure we got our shot. As long as we get our shot, that's all we need anymore, bro. That, you know, it's all this team needs is just to get their shot. And I think it's going to do really good that we're not really relying on Butler and expecting him to make the game-winning shots anymore. Because I believe very much so that, number one, Hero's a better shooter. Number two, Bam is a better shooter. Okay? And I'd rather have those two guys taking the last shot than Butler. Because Butler is such an egomaniac that if we're down one, he'll take the three. So that because he thinks it'll look better. He'll take the harder shot for the fucking, like, you know, pull up three. Oh, he wins it all. Like, you know, for the Steph Curry half court shot, he'll do that. So that he can, like, be immortalized that way rather than just literally just go for the win. If we're tied, he'll take the fucking three. Like, if we were tied to win, all he's got to do is take a fucking two-pointer, a layup. And if it's an open layup, it's an open track, he'll stop and he'll take the three. Like, that's the kind of person Butler is. And he did it plenty of times when he was with us. Oh, guess we're going to overtime. Oh, guess we lose. Because he wants to take, you know, the three. And that is such a ridiculous thing, man. And, you know, I don't want to go on about it now, but I want, all last I'll say is, we are better off. We're better off, man. Like, I think in the long run now, these guys ultimately fit our system really good. And if Anderson can just make those small contributions, Mitchell keeps playing really good at point, and Wiggins just shows up like he's been showing up. With the rest of what we got, this is who we are, bro. Like, and this is why it's like now we gotta just keep this up until we play someone serious. And, you know, Atlanta was serious and Golden State was serious, but now we gotta play someone serious with this win streak. We gotta protect this win streak. Why can't this team go into the playoffs riding a 10-game win streak? That's what we're gonna have to do, you know. Just win out. Keep the vibe rolling until we look up, and then all of a sudden it's game one in the playoffs. So, you know, just put your head down and just go out there and win, and don't care about what your standing is. You don't need to know what your record is. We don't need to know who we're gonna play. It doesn't fucking matter. All that matters is that after 10 fucking games, where the fuck are we? And if you lift up your head and you're all of a sudden in the round one of the playoffs, here we go. That's it. Winning 2 games to get into the playoffs is not a big deal. You know how this team plays with their backs against the wall. They love that shit. They fucking love that shit. They love the spectacle of that shit. It's a little bit demented, if you ask me. But they love that shit. I don't know who's next. I think it's Monday, they said, but I don't remember who it was. I don't remember who we play next. Wizards. Yeah, that's a must. Come on. It's a must, man. No fucking around. Absolutely no fucking around with this game. We gotta go ahead and we gotta win, because we gotta go into Boston riding a 5-game win streak. And then we'll see where we're at. If we go into Boston riding a 5-game win streak, we will see where we are at. Like, and Let me tell you, man, if Duncan Robinson is good to play, I say don't fucking play him, bro. Do not play Duncan Robinson. Please do not take minutes away from Alec Burke. Alec Burke is showing you he is the guy. We don't need Robinson anymore. Like, Robinson's got to go after the end of this season. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Like, Robinson has got to show. If Robinson gets back into the lineup, like, and he doesn't deliver 20 fucking points per game, goodbye. Goodbye, man. Goodbye, because we can't risk that shit, bro. We can't risk that, bro. We can't risk giving minutes to a guy who's gonna just miss the fucking three every time he gets a shot, an wide open fucking three, and then doesn't contribute anything, and it's just doesn't even take a fucking shot. He's scared, still scared to take the fucking shot. He's like, no, man, no. Alec Burke makes the shot, takes it, and he makes it, bro. And you know, I appreciate Duncan and everything he's done for us, even though he's done nothing, because he hasn't. Sorry. All that guy's oh yeah, he has the most threes in Heat history. Yeah, you know, why wouldn't he? That's all he does. He better. But he doesn't have the best threes in Heat history. You know who that belongs to. If again, no guarantee on Monday because I'm working on Monday and now it's the home stretch for tax season, so it's just everything's really insane right now. So I might end up coming home late. I don't know. So we'll see. It just felt good after the game tonight, and I just wanted to, you know, get a good Heat Cultura in, back-to-back Heat Culturas, get back in the groove. Kind of like, you see how I am when I start the Heat Cultura? It's totally wrong, man. I feel it. It's just off. I'm going to literally have to go listen to old Heat Cultura to see what the fuck I used to do to kind of just remember and feel the vibe again. Because when I start the show, I just feel so weird, you know? So it sucks. I don't like it. So I promise, I apologize for that. I promise I will clean that up next Heat Cultura. And, you know, 7:30. Yeah, I should be okay on Monday, man. So if I can get to work early, it'll be fine. But if not, then yeah, I just whatever. We'll see. But for sure, Celtics win or lose, we're doing Heat Cultura. Celtics game for sure, win or lose that Wednesday, we are doing Heat Cultura. Okay, so be prepared for that. I don't know. I'm happy. I'm glad, you know, this team again got off the schneid and is back and in a good mental space. You could see it. I think this team's gonna be way better without Butler. I really do. Like, I know that sounds crazy, and you're like, oh yeah, but we had him for a long time, and I really feel he's a completely different player when he's here as when he's elsewhere. Sure, let him go on the 11-1, but you know, when Steph Curry is not playing, like, they ain't the same team. You saw that, man. Like, if they were good, if I don't want to hear that they were here for 5 fucking days and oh my god, the Miami Beach got to them and Miami got to them and they were out partying. It doesn't matter. You don't, you know, it's not like they go play the game. They went out to live and, you know, stayed in live till 6 p.m. and then came right out of live to straight to the game. No, that's not what it is. You go there one night and then you wake up late. You end up waking up at 12. Okay, and you have your shit, but you have the whole day to sort yourself out. And let me tell you, man, in 1 week you could do everything that there is to do in South Florida. Not even Miami anymore. Like, you could do everything there is to do in South Florida in 1 week, which is pathetic. And I mean south of, like, West Palm Beach. You could do it all. You could do all that in a week. There's not much out here, honestly. It's just literally clubs and the beach. That's it. It's clubs and the beach. What are you going to do? Go shopping? You can do that anywhere. You can do that at home on the internet. Find better stuff. You're not coming to Miami to shop anymore. You're not coming to Miami for the art. You're not coming to Miami for the fucking fine dining. You're coming to Miami for the clubs, for the partying, for the drugs, for the women. You're coming to Miami for that. You're not even coming to Miami for the music scene, even though there's an incredible music scene here. You're not coming for that. You're coming just to literally get drunk at a bar and, I'll be on the dance floor, or pretend like you're on the dance floor, or want to be on the dance floor, or just looking at and hating on people on the dance floor. That's all you do. That's all you guys do here when you come here. Stand around and drink. It's pathetic. I hate it. Like, what else is there to do? That there's an incredible art scene here in Miami. There's an incredible art scene. There's an incredible filmmaking scene that's building here. The music scene here is one of the best, especially the underground electronic dance music scene. It's unreal. But again, that's just clubbing, bars. Even the art galleries turn kind of into clubs and bars. So, like, after 3 days of fucking being in Miami, let me tell you, you kind of want to leave Miami. Miami's like a fucking cruise ship. Yeah, it's fun coming in, but after a while, yeah, tú te quieres ir. So I'm pretty sure, like, by the 4th day, those guys were like, all right, I had enough of the sun. Let's just get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that, oh, the South Beach flu got them. No, South Beach flu gets you when you're here just a couple days, not 5 days. When you're here like overnight, that's when the South Beach flu gets you, because you want to experience Miami, But if you're here 5 days, you experience Miami the first fucking day, first 2 days, maybe first 3. But yeah, by the 4th, you need a break, bro. So you just chill, and at that point, you're like, I'll just chill. Come on. They should have wiped the floor with us. If we were bad, if they were so good, if Butler's so good, he should have came out here just like everybody thought he said he was going to do. He was always going to put up 40. He's going to put up 40. They have this preconceived notion of him, man. The media has this like illusion, man. Like the media is an illusion at this point, You saw they have no respect for us. They do not respect the culture here. They don't even think it's real, man. He culture died when Butler left. No, man. He didn't bring that shit. This shit's always been here, man. Come on. We gave the culture to him because we calmed his ass down and we straightened his ass out. He was a menace everywhere else, and he came here and had 5 great years. No problems. Not a peep. In fact, everyone had a great time. They loved all his antics. He was funny. Oh, everything. The big face coffee. Oh, stuff like that. Yeah, that was great, Butler. We're better off. These two guys these two guys are good enough. They're 2 all-stars. Fuck out of here. I don't want to even hear that. Oh no, they weren't starters. Whatever, man. That's because again media. Give Bam Adebayo and give Tyler Hero the same media coverage that you give, the other the top 5 stars. Do it. LaMelo Ball gets more coverage and more hype and more praise than Hero. Definitely more than Bam. Some of you would be like, LaMelo Ball is way better than Bam or way better than Hero. LaMelo Ball. Some of you think still that Trae Young is better than Tyler Hero. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know how to help you there. I don't think I want to. This team has got guys, man. They're just young. They're just young guys. This is a young team still. But this team's been together for a long time, man. These guys really look out for each other. These guys care about each other. And all these new guys that we've been plugging in, they turns out they're fitting in really, really well. They fit in really good. And And this is it. Look, man, if they play like this, man, don't blow it up. Why would I want to blow it up if they're playing like this, man? The whole thing was that they had to start playing like this. And they weren't playing like this. Which is why a win against the Celtics is really important. It doesn't matter if it's the end of the season and they don't even start this guy's name or whatever, dude. I was going to say Jason Terry, but that's not him. I forgot his name. Who cares? There you go. Tatum and Brown. They don't start those guys and we beat them and it's like, oh, we win against a powerless. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll be playing at Boston. We'll still be playing a really strong team. And those guys are going to play. They're going to want to play and they're going to want to beat us. They want to sweep us. They hate us. And they think that, oh, we're really crappy this season. So they want to come in here and they want us to go up in there just so they can beat the living crap out of us. Let's see. You know? That's why it's important, man. It's important for this team to get a really big, good win against a good playoff contending team so that they know that they have it. They know that they can compete. And sure, playoffs are a different beast, man. But of course we know. But we know this. It's not like we don't know this. That's the thing, man. It's not like it's not like we're gonna go into the playoffs and we don't know the stakes or we're inexperienced. Let me tell you something. We're like the most experienced team in the fucking playoffs next to the Celtics. These guys have been to the playoffs literally like every year. Every year that they've been with the Heat, they've gone to the playoffs. This is not an inexperienced team. This team knows how to get it done. There's no reason why we should honestly worry. That part is gone because the whole worry that we had was that we were going to just lose every game and this team was never going to recover and this team was just going to... Butler was going to come in here and beat the living crap out of us. And just show us up and done. That didn't happen. These guys found their footing again. That's the sign of a good team, man. You can't... I feel bad and I apologize for knocking this team during that whole fucking shit because that shit fucked them up, man. It's obvious. It's obvious that shit fucked them up. It's obvious that shit really, really, really messed with their heads. And now they feel good. Now they're vibing again. I bet you that locker room is banging right now. I bet you that locker room, they're all loving it right now. They're all feeling good. A win against the Wizards will go a long way to trying to get a really, real decent win. A real win. Let me tell you, a win against the Celtics is a real win. All these wins against Wizards and these crap teams, it's just, these are people we are expected to beat. We expect to beat these guys. But the Celtics, that's not an expected team that we're not expected to win against them. I'm not saying that we'll beat them in a 7-game in the playoffs or anything like that. But hey, man, you don't know a 7-game series. Like, how many times have we played the Celtics? How many times have we played them that we were like not favored and we win? We've done it before. We've done it before. Okay. We've done it before. So with that said, don't freak out. Just freak out.